Hello and welcome back to Make It Happen. Today I'm delighted to be talking to a lady called Sharon Brown. Sharon creates successful teams and collaboration opportunities through unique experiences, support, teamwork and encouragement to help you achieve your dreams. I can't even say the word, dream.
Hi, Ali. Good to be here. I was having one of those days the other day.
So the theme for these interviews is Make It Happen. How did you start your Make It Happen business journey?
Well, mine goes back about 3 years. And basically, I was working in a company who I was very loyal to. I'd been working there for quite a number of years, and a promotion came up. And cut a long story short, I was overlooked for the promotion after having, put my heart and soul into it and saved the company a lot of money. So that in itself kind of created quite a lot of, I guess, animosity in me and resentment. And it was very difficult because the new person started and then I had to kind of suck it up, if you like. So it was a really difficult thing to do. And I decided I needed to channel that negativity and that, really bad feeling into something that was really positive. So that's kind of where Lydian Events was born. I thought, well, how can I do this? How can I turn this into a positive? So I started Lydian Events, which it was an event position that I was going for in the company. So I thought, I'll do this. I'll do it on the side for a while, and then we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's pretty much how everything started in about 3 years ago. And then it's evolved so much since then, and I've kind of started now RevivalSanctuary, which is a women in business platform, which I'm really, really excited about. So the business is heading in its own direction at the minute, which is quite exciting.
Yeah. So yeah. You mentioned RevivalSanctuary. Why did you start a networking group for women?
Well, there was a few reasons, Ali, really. The first one, because I'm in events, I wanted to do retreats. I wanted to do different kinds of retreats, not the, your usual yoga type of retreats and stuff like that. So I decided do some market research to, just put it out there on LinkedIn, really. So that's what I did. I had a viral post. So I had hundreds of thousands of views on this post. I get inundated with emails. So, for the next month, I was just like, oh, wow. So, yeah, it kind of started from there. So they told me what they wanted for the retreats, and I've built the retreats around that. But they also said they wanted to tell their stories. So I decided to build a platform around that as well. And that, again, has just evolved into a really, really supportive and nurturing community. I'm really excited about the future of that. Our next level membership's coming up as well, which is going to be mastermind boards. So I'm really, really excited about where that's going. And if I can attract any more business women to join us, then that would be super.
Okay. So RevivalSanctuary, what's the reason behind the name and the revival side of it?
Well, that's a good question. You know what it's like when you're going through names, you start to think, well, because it was started as a retreat, I wanted something that was a sanctuary. It was a business-driven retreat. It was something that made you feel alive, that made you feel invigorated in terms of business and other parts and other aspects of your life. So the name just, I don't know, it just came. I went through quite a lot of different names before I came up with that one, but it just sounded right. It's got a good ring to it, and I'm glad I chose that one. It just kind of fits.
Yeah, that's a lovely name.
Yeah, thanks.
What would be your advice for people that are thinking about starting a community, particularly on the engagement side? Because I notice a lot of people start groups and then quite quickly they wane.
Yeah, I've noticed that myself, to be honest. It's very, very difficult, as you probably know yourself, to actually get people engaged. And it's about asking the right questions. I've done this before. I've started quite a few Facebook groups before as support groups, so I know how to get the engagement. And it is about taking an interest. You've got to allow other people to have their opinions. You've got to allow other people to post on it. I'm strictly no promo in our group, so I just want people to be supportive, to give advice, to ask for advice, to engage in the conversations. And what I usually do, and what we do in Revival, is we set monthly challenges. So we do that. We also have hot topics for debate every month, and that is completely random. That's usually got nothing to do with business and a lot to do with things that are on the news or current affairs or whatever it may be. But it really gives you an insight into how people think. And you feel a little bit closer to them. And I kind of try and get it across to them that there's no judgment in the group. Whatever your opinion is your opinion. And everybody is very respectful of that. So that's a really good way to get engagement. And as I said, just asking the right questions. You need to, I don't know how you know how to ask the right questions. I just seem to know for some reason. But
some skill that you've learned. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it must be, but it's about persistence for sure. Just keep plugging away and people will respond sooner or later.
Okay. Yeah. Good. So what has been your biggest business challenge apart from the experience that you had at your previous employment?
Yeah.
What did you actually learn from it?
The biggest business challenge to date, and I think it's a continued business challenge, is getting customers to buy your product or service. That is a challenge for everybody, for all of us, because we know how good what we do. We know how good it is what we do. We know how good it is that, the thing that we're offering, but you don't know until you know. So actually getting them to cross that line is a really difficult part. And, the way around that and the way that I've gone around that is I've asked some of the members to give us testimonials, and they're only too happy to do that. They're real, brand ambassadors for this group because they're the ones that are really pushing everybody else forward as well. So that is definitely the hardest challenge. And what I would say to anybody who is probably going through this challenge, which is most of us, is, the best thing to do is get testimonials, keep being persistent, keep pushing your message out there. You know how good this is. It will go to a certain point and then it will just explode, but you have to have patience. You really have to have patience for organic growth at the start.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody over the weekend about the amount of people that say, well, I've used Twitter and it doesn't work, or I've used Instagram and it doesn't work. And you say, well, how often have you used it? Well, I posted once.
Oh, God.
And it's about continually being consistent and tweaking and finding what works and what doesn't work and trying again. If you think a length of time, can you say it doesn't work?
Absolutely. I mean, it's the same as networking. You don't go to a networking group and expect somebody to buy your business or service or product while you're there. You have to build that relationship and nurture it, and that can take months, sometimes years, before that person will think, oh, I know somebody that does that. But it's about recognizing that and realizing that that's what it's all about. It's about building relationships. I mean, within the group, we have a lot of marketing support within Revival, where when you join as a member, you can actually join our LinkedIn pods or our Facebook pods as well. And then you've got instant engagement, instant support there, which does up your exposure or your brand awareness. So it's quite a helpful thing. And it's actually allowed me to grow my LinkedIn connections to over 4,000 in the past 12 months.
Okay.
That's from 250.
Goodness.
So, yeah. And that's not just adding anybody, because I'm very strict for my target audience. So, yeah.
Okay. Why do you think women and, well, people in general struggle with collaboration? But I know women still struggle with that.
I think, I'm a massive advocate of collaboration. I try and collaborate wherever possible. I'm not a competitive type of person, especially not in business. I think, you achieve success much faster if you go together. So I think for women, women tend to admire, copy, or, envy, as I've read. So I think it's one of those three things. And it's your choice how you choose to reflect on your own insecurities. If you've got a competitor, rather than trying to do better, rather than trying to get one over, why not just join together and say, look, we could work together on this and up both of our successes. That's kind of the way I look at it anyway. But I think women really do struggle. It's a shame. It's a real shame, because there's such power if we all just got together. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can go far on your own, but you can go much further together. Oh God, yeah. And let's face it, that people are going to do the same thing as you, but it's a big world out there. There's plenty of people to choose from. So, we just have it.
As you mentioned earlier, it's about people buying people, and different people will work with different people. So it's people at the end of the day buy the person that's selling them the product, and that
Absolutely.
fit may be different depending on who the different people are.
Yeah, absolutely. Very true.
What does success mean for Sharon?
Success for me, I already feel successful. And not in monetary terms. I could do with some more of that, as we all could. But I definitely feel successful in the sense that it means freedom to me. It means flexibility. And that's something, you know, I've always worked in the corporate world until last year. And I didn't realise just how stifling it actually was until I went out on my own. And I mean, I've got elderly parents as well, so it really gives me the freedom and the flexibility to spend more time with them, you know, at a time in their life and my life where I think that's really important.
Yeah.
You know, and I've got a very successful relationship. I've got great friends. So to me, I'm already successful, and anything else that comes on top of that is an absolute bonus. So I'll keep plugging away at my business. I'll keep pushing away, and I know I'll get there, because if there's one thing I have learned, it's patience. So no matter how long it takes, I'll keep plugging away. But I need to keep this freedom because it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
a quick fire round.
Yes.
Your best business book or blog that you're currently reading, and what's the number one thing that you've learned from it?
Okay, so I'm currently reading a book called The 4-Hour Work Week at the moment by Tim Ferriss. Now I'm only on second chapter, so I can't really comment on that at the moment. But the best book that I can say that I've ever read is The E-Myth. The best business book I've ever read is The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, and I find that just so eye-opening. It's the one book that stuck with me. You know, you've got so many hats in a business. You wear so many hats, and you really should outsource them. And it kind of drills that down. So I've kind of started doing that now, and it's made a massive difference.
Okay. We'll put a link to that book in the interview notes.
Yeah, definitely.
Best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Be persistent. Don't give up, no matter what, no matter how hard it gets. Keep plugging away, because, you know, what's that quote? That your greatest success is usually behind your greatest failure. So that's one thing that's really stuck with me. Just keep being persistent, and it's actually showing now. There's some results coming out of that now. So definitely, that's the best piece of advice I'd give, and the best I'd give to anybody else.
Right. And I'm waving my make it happen magic wand. Give you one wish for your business. What are you daydreaming about?
I would love Revival Sanctuary, especially because that's my current project, to be full of amazing and inspirational businesswomen, even more so than there already is. It's just such a supportive platform, and it's incorporating all the visions that I ever had for a women's group, which I haven't really found in a lot of places. But that's what I would like. I would just like it to be full of inspirational women really supporting each other.
And final question, what next for Sharon?
What next? Well, within the next 12 months, because I've kind of found this online platform very kind of, how can I say, it's got massive potential, let's put it that way. So what I'm planning on doing is having another 2 by the next 12 months. So I hope to have 3 online platforms by this time next year. To watch this space.
Yeah. Very exciting. We'll look forward to seeing that. So below this interview, we'll put all the links so that people can come and connect with you, and also find out more about Revival Sanctuary too.
Yes, that would be great, Ali. And we do have a bit of a little special offer on at the moment, which is £19 per year. Okay. For anybody that wants to join, but that's very limited. So if anybody would like to join us, then it is quite a limited space.
Sure. And just tell us what area does your website cover? Does the community cover? Is it UK wide or?
Oh no, it's a global platform. So we've got women from all over the world at the moment. So, you know, and I'd like to encourage more from overseas as well. The majority is the UK because I'm based in the UK. Yeah. And, you know, there's quite a lot of people on my connections that's joined. But we do have quite a fair number from the US and Europe and Africa and everywhere else. So yeah, anywhere at all. Everybody's welcome.
Well, thank you for your time, Sharon. It's been great to hear more about Revival Sanctuary and find out more about you too.
Thanks a lot, Ali. It's been my pleasure.